go? All right. Good evening, everyone. We're going to call this meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Alderman George.
Here.
Alderman Collins.
Here.
Alderman Rucker.
Here.
Alderman McKay.
Here.
Alderman Hoffman.
Here.
Mayor Ross.
Here.
Alderman Osteen.
All right. Next item on the agenda is citizens' communication. This is a time set aside on the agenda for citizens and visitors. Oh, okay. Might need a little maintenance on that, Ron.
Got a squeaky voice there all of a sudden.
We're going to start over. Citizens' communications. We done there, April? All right. Citizen communications is time set aside on the agenda for citizens and visitors to address the mayor and board on any topic that is not a public hearing. For those here in person, speakers will be restricted to 3 minutes unless otherwise permitted. Minutes may not be donated or transferred from one speaker to another. Any questions or comments for the mayor and board may also be sent to the city clerk at tbareth@osagebeach.org no later than 10 a.m. on the board's meeting day, which is the first and third Thursday of each month. Submitted questions and comments may be read during the citizens' communications section of the agenda. The Board of Aldermen will not take any action on any item not listed on the agenda, nor will it respond to questions, although staff may be directed to respond at a later time. The Mayor and Board of Aldermen welcome and value input and feedback from the public. Is there anyone here in person who would like to address the board? All right, seeing none, we'll move on. Next item is approval of consent agenda. If the board desires, the consent agenda may be approved by a single motion. Tonight on the consent agenda, we have the minutes of the Board of Aldermen meeting July 1st, 2026, and the bills list from July 16th, 2027. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Collins. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is financial update.
I believe we were going to,
Yeah, did you get the second amended?
No, this is the one that was on my desk.
Okay. Let's go.
Sorry, I didn't print it off. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm sorry, liquor license renewal was on there from Bullmore Lanes. So do we need to step back and go through the consent agenda motion process?
On the consent agenda, it's approved, but
Okay,
you can
all right.
ask Alderman McKay if it's
Yeah, was everything in order, Alderman McKay?
Yes, it was.
Were there any questions or concerns around that since I didn't speak about it? Okay, so we can move forward? All right, next item is unfinished business. Bill 2675, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to sign a contract with Prime Rents Water LLC for water tower cleaning in an amount of $31,435. This is second reading. I believe Jeff Fisher, Public Works Director.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anything in addition to last time.
Okay, any questions or concerns from the board? Alderman Hoffman.
when's the start and end date on this?
I was trying to remember that just for the meeting. It's going to happen in August. It won't take but maybe a few weeks.
Okay, thanks.
And if I recall, did you coordinate this with some of the other cities?
We did. We made it a cooperative.
Okay, so it depends on how we're going to land in the schedule probably when they get to town?
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Any other questions from the board? Just looking for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Alderman Rucker, do I hear a second?
Second.
Alderman McKay, I think barely beat her. All those in favor?
Aye.
We have to roll call.
It's real.
Oh, that's a second reading roll call. Thank you. Roll call,
Alderman
please.
George.
Yes.
Alderman Collins.
Yes.
Alderman Rucker.
Yes.
Alderman McKay.
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Alderman Osteen.
Motion carries. Next item, make sure I'm on the right, is a presentation for the city's full year 2025 annual comprehensive financial report audit.
Mayor,
What?
it's your motion to appoint, if you go by your new agenda.
Okay, the blue sheets I don't have, so I apologize.
That one doesn't have a blue sheet for it, there, so.
Okay,
Okay.
apologize, folks. So we are on
New
the
business A.
presentation. Is that right?
Nope,
New
you need to
business
do-
A.
The motion to appoint April Wright is April White.
Okay, so that's not the right one either. Okay, I got the right one in front of me. Sorry, I'm finally getting lined out. I apologize, folks. So we're on new business. First item, motion to appoint April White interim city administrator. Are there any questions or from the board? Then I'm just
Motion to approve.
Alderman Rucker, do I hear a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, April. We look forward to
Thank
working
you,
with you.
April.
Done
Thank
a
you,
great
April.
job.
Thank you, April.
All right. Next item on the agenda is the presentation of the city's full year 2025 annual comprehensive financial report audit from Hood and Associates CPA, PC, Michael Keenan CPA. This is Carrie Bell.
Yes, Mayor and Board of Aldermen, Michael Keenan will be presenting your annual financial report this evening.
Come on up. Thank you, Michael. Make sure that's turned on, please, with a red light. There we go. Very good. You may have to kind of lean forward into that one
Yep.
sometimes.
Can you hear me? Is that
That
good?
sounds good.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the board. Again, my name is Michael Keenan. I'm with the auditing firm of Hood and Associates, and we're here to present the results of the financial and compliance audit for the fiscal year ended December 31, 2025. To my left is the manager that was on the job, Colin Seco, and he's actually going to do the presentation. And then after we do that, there's a PowerPoint. I thought maybe that elaborate thing coming down was just for us, but apparently not. But he'll go through that PowerPoint presentation. We believe in your packet you've been provided 3 documents: the annual comprehensive financial report, the single audit that relates to your expenditures of federal awards, and then our required communications and management letter. And our PowerPoint will kind of summarize those 3 reports, and then we'll open the floor to any questions you may have. Colin?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. Will do. A little bit about Hood and Associates. We serve Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, as well as being licensed in those states. We have a peer review every 3 years. We have been awarded the highest rating given as a result of our peer review. We are members of the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, otherwise known as the AICPA, and we have a member on the Government Audit Quality Center. The scope of our audit, we were performed in an annual comprehensive financial report, which is the thickest packet you have, as well as the single audit, which relates to the grants given to the airport. The city participates in the Government Finance Officers Association's certification and achievement in financial reporting. The 2024 report was the 26th consecutive year they've been awarded that honor, which is a significant achievement. And we believe the 2025 report will meet the same. Some of our responsibilities as the auditor: we conduct our audit in accordance with generally accepted auditing standards, government auditing standards, and uniform guidance which relates to the single audit. We plan and perform our audit to obtain reasonable, not absolute assurance that the basic financial statements are free of material misstatement. We do not provide absolute assurance because we take a risk-based approach in our audit and test certain items based on their risks. And since we don't test everything, we cannot provide absolute assurance. The Auditing Standards Board of the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants recommends that we communicate the following matters to the governing board. Illegal acts. None came to our attention as a result of performing our audit procedures. If any had popped up, we are required to report those to the governing body. Next, we have changes in significant accounting policies. There were no changes in significant accounting policies during 2025. However, as discussed in Note 14 of the Annual Comprehensive Financial Report, there was a change in the reporting entity as the Water and Sewer Fund are now separate in the report. There were no difficulties or disagreements with management, and we had full cooperation and access to books and records. Financial and compliance audits address 3 basic questions. Question 1 is, are the financial statements free of material misstatement? We have issued an unmodified opinion, otherwise known as a clean opinion, that the financial statements are fairly presented in all material respects. The next question is, are internal controls over financial reporting adequately designed and operating effectively? We did not identify any deficiencies in internal control that we consider to be material weaknesses. Did the city of Osage Beach, Missouri comply in all material respects with the finance-related laws and regulations? No noncompliance was noted with the finance-related laws and regulations governing the city's operations. Next, we have other management letter comments. This can be found in the required communications report. These are suggestions for best practices and possible improvements in internal controls noted in the conduct of the audit. First one, we have business continuity and disaster recovery preparedness, as well as cybersecurity and other matters. These are just plans to have these controls in place. I believe Michael could explain them better than I personally. Yes.
Again, put those recommendations, and it's really disaster recovery, cybersecurity, different things that cities are exposed potentially to if a disaster or something occurs. And we're recommending, and management has responded, that you do have plans, policies, and procedures. So if that type of an event occurs, then the city will be able to continue operating business and continuing to operate as normal. It's just good to have those plans as just in case something happens, but we have seen before where that just in case and they were not ready. You can kind of look back to when COVID came. That was something that really wasn't anticipated by a lot of individuals, state, local, and so there was, people had to adapt, and really no one had those type of plans in place. So we understand, we made that recommendation. The city indicated from management that you do have those plans in place. Okay. Does that help? Any questions on that specific item? Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Yep.
We're good to go to the next slide. We appreciate the opportunity to serve as the auditors for the city of Osage Beach, Missouri. We want to give thanks to Carrie Bell, city treasurer, as well as Torrance Schertz, accounting specialist. They were a great help in our audit, and we look forward to next year. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. I'll just take a quick minute and say I got a chance to sit down during this audit at the end of it, I believe, with Michael, and I appreciated your questions and your thoughts, and you all have done a great job working with Carrie and her group for quite a few years, and we appreciate all that you do. Are there any questions from the board or comments? Okay. Thank you all for being here. Oh, sorry, didn't see one. Sorry, Kevin.
Carrie, I thought that on the capital assets that we changed that threshold. They're bringing out the fact that our threshold is at $2,000, and I thought we had upped that to $5,000. In the report from Requirement Communications, under capital assets, under recommendation.
So, I believe that's under prior year comments. Let me verify that. 'Cause
Okay.
That was implemented, and the change was
All
made
right.
to $5,000.
Right.
And I need to look. I believe that was a
All right,
comment
now
that
that
we
you
had.
mentioned it, the top title is prior.
All right.
That's
Top
under
title
pri-
says prior year comment.
Yeah, so that
I'm-
is. as
I'm
that's
sorry,
following up the
I just got
prior
this 2 minutes before the meeting, and I just skimmed it
No,
real
that's
quickly, and
fine.
I caught that.
So I was gonna go, something's not right.
No, that,
Because I know
okay,
that
that's
we did
prior
that.
years. Okay,
Right.
I'm okay then. Let's see, I thought we had changed it to the 5, but we changed it to prior years.
But also, I think you had made the recommendation of wanting to see the water and sewer fund broke out separately. And we remembered that, and we did that.
I was going to compliment you on that. It was very nice to see that separation there and be able to, from my perspective and responsibility I feel I have, it was much easier to look at it and see the numbers and
Yeah, and
them
that's what,
separate.
when we look at this, this is the city's financial statements. The only part that we have of the auditors is our opinion. Well, certainly, we assist in the preparation of those, but how you want those to look and what you include in them is the responsibility of management. And so we remembered that, Harry remembered that, let's do that, because it makes things a lot easier when you do rate studies, all kinds of things. You already budget that way, and so you might as well report that way. And so we did listen to you, and I think it does make an improvement on the ability to identify and evaluate how did the water fund do, how did the sewer fund do when they're not combined.
Very good. Any other questions or comments from the board? Again, thank you all for being here and appreciate the great work.
And we appreciate, thank you very much for your professionalism and also the staff. Hi, April. April used to be on this side where we used to ask her a bunch of questions. I will still thank you. And if there's any questions later on at any point during the year, don't hesitate to reach out. Carrie will provide you my information. I'm more than happy to answer those questions or anything else that we can do as your auditors. We certainly appreciate the opportunity. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here. All right, next item on the agenda is Bill 2683, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, establishing a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain municipal officials. First reading. Tara Barrett, City Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. This ordinance comes up every year at the same time. It has to be approved and sent to the state by September. So all it is it allows you guys not to have to file your financial disclosure statements. It's a conflict, just a basic conflict of ordinance. It's one we do every single year. I recommend approval.
Okay, any questions or thoughts from the board? Seeing none, I just need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Alderman Collins, do I hear a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, next item on the agenda. Motion to appoint a member to the Dearborg's Transportation Development District, TDD, by Mayor Ross. This is mine. I wanted to appoint Bill McKay. It's in his ward. Is there any questions or thoughts from the board? Just looking for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Alderman Collins, do I hear a second?
Second.
Alderman Rucker. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item, motion to direct staff to proceed with changes necessary to sunset the ghost meter program. April, are you going to take this one? Go right ahead, please.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. The staff has reviewed the ghost meter program recently in response to questions from some citizens and new board members. And just to give you a little history, ghost meters were created during past water extension projects where property owners who decided not to hook up right away secured their future water rights by paying a monthly fee rather than the upfront impact and meter fees. So these accounts have always been voluntary. Owners can discontinue them at any time if they sign a water waiver, which not only ceases their billing, but also relinquishes their water rights. So we currently have 119 active ghost meter accounts, and those generate about $42,000 annually. So with today's hookup fees, if someone were to just come in and hook into city water, residential would be $1,460. At the current monthly rate, it would take a little over 4 years for those ghost meter payments to equal the standard hookup cost. But historically, that monthly rate was much lower. So, and some of those accounts have been active over 20 years. So they have paid far more than the cost of a standard hookup. So staff is recommending that the city sunset the ghost meter program. In that scenario, all those existing accounts, the ones that are in good standing, would retain their water rights indefinitely, and future hookup fees would be waived. So tonight, staff is just seeking direction from the board on whether to proceed with preparing all of those ordinance changes that would be needed to formally discontinue that program.
Very good. Questions or thoughts? Alderman George.
I feel strongly about sunsetting it. It was something that I had many questions about, and my constituents, when I was knocking on the doors, were very confused about, because they were paying this fee that a lot of times didn't really understand what it was. So I think it's awesome that you guys reviewed that, and I would definitely be in support of sunsetting that.
Very good. Anything? Alderman Rucker.
A couple of questions. The ghost meter program that was set up in the way it's written in the ordinances, et cetera, residential only or commercial and residential?
We have both commercial and residential accounts, so I
That are
was
ghost meter? So
mostly residential, naturally.
So the commercial people that are on the ghost meter account, their fee has been higher, or has their ghost meter fee been the same?
It's based on meter size, so those with larger ghost meters, which are very rare, the majority of them are 5/8 inch meters. Here, I have it, I forgot I had it here. So 110 of those 119 accounts are 5/8 inch meters, so that's like $28 a month. But we do have 3 1-inch meters, and those are actually residential. We have 6 1-inch meters, I'm sorry. 1 1.5 inch and 2 2 inches. So not like a 2-inch meter is $78.67. So their monthly charges are greater than a residential account.
And their impact fees would be greater as well.
Right.
So I'm assuming that your recommendation is going to be to sunset all ghost meters, and would we be maintaining records so that when somebody who was on ghost meter would come back 20 years later from now, they would be given the same size meter? They wouldn't be able to say, well, I want a 1-inch meter. No, you were a ghost meter at 5/8.
Correct.
That's
And,
the
yeah.
intent of how we would write it?
Yes, and Carrie's department would keep those records. And historically, like, we've had instances where someone has been paying for a 5/8 inch ghost meter, but then when they're ready to hook in, or say it was a vacant lot, and then they built something and they want a 1-inch meter, they've just had to pay that difference.
The differential. Okay. Have we done, from the original conception of the ghost meter program, we have continued to raise that as the rates have been raised? Is that
Yes.
how that has went up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the recommendation for the, how we will substitute that $40,000? We're going to be taking $40,000 worth of income away, so we will just
Budget accordingly.
bump up the rates by a penny or so, or whatever it takes to get the revenue back up to take care of that expenditures, because we've been spending that much.
True.
We have a rate study coming.
Okay. I thought there was something else I had to make sure for clarity. Go ahead, and I may come back.
All right. Are there other comments or questions from the board? Alderman Rucker, are you going to have anything else then? I have a quick question. Are we keeping the records by address? Is that what this comes down to?
Thank you.
Yes, there's a few vacant lots left, so those would be kept by parcel number is how we do it now.
It'll be by parcel? Okay. Okay. All
Lot
right.
and parcel number, yeah.
All right. So it would transfer. So let's just play this out. this address has been paying a ghost meter, it quit paying a ghost meter, they sell their house a year from now, 2 years from now, the new owner comes down there, that address is still historically held as a ghost meter without the meter fees and impact fees, I guess, right?
That's how I would recommend it, unless you think
Is that what
differently,
everybody's
Gary. It
thinking?
Stays with the property.
Yeah, so that's where, so it'll follow the lot, not the person.
Right.
The property-
And that's how
property
we've done
location.
it historically, because say a house sells, sometimes somebody will get that new bill and they'll be like, they'll call in, what is this? And so some of those people have signed the water waiver because they're like, even though that, whoever they bought it from had maybe paid for 5 years, 10 years, whatever, they decided they didn't want it and they've signed the waiver and their
Okay.
charges cease.
Well, it sounds like the board is comfortable with what we just discussed. Am I missing anything? Okay, go ahead, Kevin.
This subject came up sometime back, within the last couple of years. And I thought my memory, which is not always the best, but I thought the number was $80,000 in income is what we were getting from ghost meters. And now it's 40,000. I don't know if the 80,000 is correct or if I misunderstood it, or can you shed any light on that?
Yeah, a previous staff member had given us some estimates. And of course, when I was preparing this agenda item, I wanted to make sure I was giving you the right number. So we ran some reports and yeah, I'm not sure where that number came from.
Well, that's
And, I
good
mean,
news,
naturally
because that
over-
tells me my memory's still good.
Right. Some people over, in that time frame have probably either hooked in or have signed the waiver. So I mean, but that's not a $40,000 difference. So I think it was just a miscalculation from a previous staff member.
I do have something else.
Anything else? Alderman George.
Just out of curiosity, we don't anticipate putting in any more ghost meters, right? Or do we? Like those things, that's been something of the past and.
That was only done when we
When
put
we
the new
first
system
opened
in. It was
everything
kind of a
up. Okay.
deal that
Yeah.
the main's going down this road, and people were like, well, I don't know if I want to or don't want to, and that was
Right.
how it was accommodated. So I
That
can't
was
say the
my
board wouldn't do it in the
understanding. I
future,
was
but
just-
that's why it was done.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think at that time,
Yeah.
we put a water system in, and I was here then, and everybody was on a well. And some people wanted city water, and some didn't know if they wanted it yet. And so this was a way to help incentivize them. It helped us with revenue at the time, to be quite honest, to help pay the bonds back, because it gave the folks that weren't sure yet an ability to, because if you went ahead and signed up, they waived all those fees at the original time, the original hookup. So this gave those people that weren't sure yet an ability to pay $20. I think the number started out around 12 or 18 a month, so that, what was it? Okay, $15 a month, and they could hedge their bets for 3 or 4 years. Okay, now, if they weren't paying attention, after about 10 years, they didn't really hedge any bets, okay? And that's how the whole thing got started, and I think it is a good time to sunset it, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we discussed there's very few little pockets in the city that what we call unwatered or aren't serviced by city water. And we talked through that, Jeff and Carrie and I, and Jeff recommended that we do that on a case-by-case basis, probably with a petition process like we do with other things in the city. But that would be
Didn't realize we
rare.
had unwatered areas, so that's news to me. I knew we had a couple unsewered
It's
areas.
rare.
Okay.
They're very.
We'll talk about that
yeah,
another time.
yeah.
Okay, does staff have the direction that they need to move forward?
Yes.
Okay. All right, anything else on this subject? All right, we'll move on to staff communications.
We have it as
Yeah,
a
don't we need to
motion.
motion this?
Pardon me?
Wouldn't
It's
we
a
need to
motion.
motion this?
Oh, it is a motion? I thought it was a discussion, I apologize. Okay, so looking for a motion. It is a motion, my apologies. Going to be a rough night.
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman.
Second.
Alderman Collins. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we'll move on to staff communications. We're going to start with Ty Dinsdale, Airport Manager. Hey, Ty.
Oh, thank you, sir. Nothing to
Make
add.
sure you're awake over there.
Yeah. Nothing to add this evening. Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Building official Ron White.
I would like to take just a moment to say thanks to Mitch Phillips and Rob Long and the street department. Following our freak windstorm on the holiday weekend, we had a lot of damage to some trees here on the grounds of City Hall. And I was contacted that following Monday and asked if we needed some help. Well, it may not have been Monday. Asked if we needed help cleaning that up. And they brought a crew over, identified trees that were not going to be salvageable, cut everything up, removed it from the property. That saved us, my department, a lot of time, and the city some expense on that. So just a big shout out to them to say thank you for their efforts.
Great, thank you. All right, Public Works Director Jeff Fisher.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to report on sort of the status of our sewer investigation. We did determine that the technology options that are out there are not viable. We weren't confident that we could spend money to put something in that 24-inch interceptor and get good data from it. So we're going back to old school, and we're going to cut it open a couple of times and take a look inside and then report back on what we find from that. As we're working through the rates too, so we're concurrently working on those efforts. I should know something in the next couple of weeks on what our recommendation's going to be, so I will report back soon. But it's going well. Sands and the system as a whole, so far this summer, it seems to be working well. We've only had odor a couple of 3 times, and we just tightened up the transducers and sands a little bit this week, and that went well. So the hope there is that the couple of times that we smell sands here recently, we can reduce that even further. I don't think we'll ever be in that world where we don't ever have a smell, but so far it's went really well, and Chris's team's done a lot of work, so I want to commend them.
All right.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. City Planner Kerry Patterson.
I'm just going to follow up a little bit on what Ron said. You know, one of the great parts about living in the city is every once in a while, the folks that live close to me who know what I do don't mind stopping by the house and letting me know what's going on. And after the storm that we had, which was kind of crazy, 3 trees on Malibu Road fell down across Malibu Road and made it impassable. And the next day, when I was out cleaning up my yard and helping some neighbors, we had some folks that walked up the street, and they made a point of stopping and letting me know that after that storm, the first vehicle that they saw come down Malibu Road was a city vehicle that was coming down to clear that road. And I already mentioned that to Jeff and to tell his guys thank you. But, you know, it's great to get those kind of reports from just citizens who come up and say, man, it was great to see. We couldn't believe it when we saw it, you know, that they were the absolute first, and they got Malibu cleared off within about 2 hours. But it was 3 very large trees, a couple of them out of the cemetery down there. So that was really appreciated. So
Great, thank you. Police Chief Todd Davis.
Mayor, members of the board. First, I'd like to recognize Haley Scott for being awarded Employee of the Quarter. Haley stepped up when we had to take the power down to City Hall that evening to replace the generator. Her supervisor had a family emergency come up, and Haley stepped up and stuck around, left here probably 9 or 10 o'clock and was back in at 3 or 4 in the morning to help bring the system back up. She's just does all kinds of stuff like that. But then I'd also like to recognize our 911 center for the 4th of July. They literally got their butts handed to them. Normally on a regular day, they average about 10 911 calls a day. They had 76. Not only that, when our 911 center, our calls start rolling over to Camden County, but we also receive Camden and Millers. So theirs was rolling over, so they were trying to transfer the calls back, but those agencies were full. So they were actually, the call was rolling back over and coming back to Lexi and Haley. They were answering each other's calls when they would try to transfer. But not only them, but the whole first responders, public works, everybody stepped up, got what needed to be done when that freak storm came through. So they had they stepped up, and it was Haley, Reagan, Lexi, and Gracie. The night shift, they actually, day shift worked overtime trying to catch everything back up to get all the calls come in, so they rocked it. Also, we're in the middle of our move for the communication center downstairs. They hope to be up and running back in there tomorrow morning. So they've taken the last 3 days and putting it all together, moving things from upstairs to downstairs. So once it's up and running, we'll give you guys a tour. So that's
Very
all
good.
I've got.
Thank you, Todd.
Yep.
City Clerk Tara Brett.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. I don't really have anything other than I registered everybody for the MML conference in September. I just sent out an email to see if you want to attend the banquet on Tuesday night, the 5th. Please shoot me back an email, and if you're going to bring a guest, I'll get everybody set up for that. All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We'll start with Alderman George.
Carrie.
Did I miss somebody?
Carrie Bell.
And me.
Did I miss Carrie Bell?
You
I
sure
am
did.
so sorry.
In April.
No, I think I just didn't do that the right way. I apologize. This is your night too with the audit, so I apologize. Carrie?
And that's what I was going to say. Obviously, I was going to thank some of my staff, Torrin Schertz and Selena Franklin, for all their help with the audit. This was just Torrin's second year, and he really stepped it up. I think April, she wouldn't hardly let me catch her, but I think she was still a support for him. But he's really picking up on all of that, and your support, the technology for the financial system, and support of having quality auditors makes a huge difference, and I appreciate that support. And then, I don't know if, April, you going to say anything about budget software? We had our first group meeting with the departments and all the managers that are going to actually put the numbers in. April organized the whole training, was here in this room, and I thought it went very well. I think people were really positive, and it was just it was the first step, and there was a lot of things but we took our first baby step with all the departments. I thought went really great.
Very good. And now, City Administrator April Way.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief sold some of my things, but congrats to Haley Scott for being awarded Employee of the Quarter for second quarter. Definitely wanted to recognize the police, the dispatch, the transportation department for working through that crazy pop-up storm. Like 4th of July weekend isn't crazy enough for them. Also wanted to recognize Ty for all he wrangled that weekend. Little minor airport storm damage and some other unexpected hurdles. And Heart of the Lake Freedom Fest this past weekend was spectacular. Thank you to Eric Gregory. He couldn't be here tonight, and all his staff and all the City Hall staff who pitched in as well. Mayor, sorry about attempting to dunk you. Can't believe I missed 7 times. I was a catcher, not a pitcher.
Can't hit the broadside of a barn.
I used to throw down to second, I promise, and thank you for being the first step in the dunk tank, and everyone else who was in the dunk tank. It was a great event. The fireworks were amazing. Only a few bug bites at the end of the night. So Eric also, since he couldn't be here, he wanted me to remind everyone that tomorrow night is the movie in the parks. They're showing Zootopia. Movie starts at dark, so roughly around 8:45. And then since they're already going to have the park open after dusk, they've decided to do another Bark Park After Dark event. So the lights will be on at the dog park until 10 p.m. And then lastly, I just wanted to extend best wishes to previous City Administrator Devin Lake. I really enjoyed getting to know her and learning from her and developing a lifelong friendship. So I will miss her dearly.
Thank you. Okay. Alderman George.
Thank you, Carrie Bell and Torrin and your team. I can't imagine an audit's very fun to go through. So, and to see that we passed it with flying colors just proves how excellent your team is. I want to thank everybody in the city that worked at the Freedom Fest and did what you did. My kids absolutely loved it. The food was awesome. The vendors were great. I almost, and I've said it to a couple other people, is that I almost think that we should just always do it the weekend after, because the amount of people there was tremendous, and didn't hear anything negative from anybody. thanks for directing the traffic, getting people in and out of there. It was awesome. I think I was out of there in 10 minutes or something, so it was pretty awesome. So thanks for that, Chief. And then lastly, April, I just want to say thank you very much for picking up the extra slack. I know it's going to be a lot of hard work for you. And I think that, you know, speaking with the board and everybody, you're going to do just a great job. And if you need any support, we're all here to help you. I have nothing but great things to say about you. I think you're going to do awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Collins.
So I've heard from everyone that Freedom Fest was a fantastic event. I am sorry I missed it. My grandson's 4th birthday was on the same day in Kansas City. I pulled into my driveway just in time to see fireworks from my backyard, and they were fantastic. So I'm really sorry that I missed it, and I hope that I can attend next year. Thank you to everybody involved in the storm response. I've also been hearing from everybody how quick it was, everybody having issues outside of Osage Beach. And we were pretty fortunate that you all were on top of it and everybody stayed safe and got streets cleared quickly. But I also want to say thank you to April. Yeah, I think you're going to do a great job, and you absolutely have my support, and if there's anything I can do, don't hesitate to ask. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. Alderman Hoffman.
I too want to thank Devin for her 2 years of service here. I enjoyed working with her. I think we did get a lot of things accomplished, and I wish her nothing but the best. I think Warsaw and her are going to be a really good fit, and I wish her the best. And April, I echo what everyone else is saying. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for stepping up. We're all here to help you in any way we can. And lastly, yeah, Freedom Fest. I want to thank the public for coming out. Obviously, the staff did a great job pivoting. Eric and his team, everyone in the city stepped up. But it was just great to see all the people. Well, I wasn't there. It was great to hear that all the people showed up. I didn't get home till 9 p.m. that night myself, like Rebecca. But thank you, everyone, for coming out and turning what could have been a real negative into a real positive. And that's all I got.
Thank you. Alderman McKay.
I just basically want to say I'm proud to represent the city through the adversity of the storm damage and getting the emails and the updates, the adversity of the Freedom Fest getting pushed back a week. What a great event. I have never seen that many cars getting out of there. And again, the police department even getting them out quickly and blocking the roads and all that. That was fantastic. Carrie, nice job with the report. I'm trying to read it, and it's a lot of work. Kudos to you on that. And April, nice job. Thanks.
Alderman Rucker.
Yes, I will warn you ahead of time. I have quite a few items. First of all, the Freedom Fest. Number one, it's unfortunate that we had to postpone it, but it was God telling us we didn't need to have it. Because if we would have had that, think of what that would have looked like at 3:30 in the afternoon with all those tents and all those vendors set up, and wherever those tents would have landed. So there was a message there. And I will just tell you, the Freedom Fest down at the park was great during the daytime, but I will tell you all that there was a whole bunch of more people because there was at least another 100 cars with me up at the Outlet Mall, because that's where we were at the Outlet Mall, and I pulled in, I thought, well, there won't be anybody here because I'm not going to make it back down to the park, and I was amazed at all the cars that were sitting there and people outside the cars and playing frisbees and doing all the stuff beforehand and then watching the fireworks. It was a good view up there. You missed about 5% of the stuff that didn't go up, but a lot of people there. So when Eric's thinking about how many attended, and now I hear we have a couple people who didn't make it to the park, it was in their backyards. So I think it's unbelievable the amount of folks that attended it. Just give you a little hint, my motion is going to be not allow fireworks display next year and to put money in the budget and have a fireworks display at the park. Put our money and efforts and have a safe place down there rather than having kids shooting them. But that's here for another meeting to talk about. Chief, I wonder if you could double check Senate Bill 975. I didn't get a chance to review it completely, but it talks about the ambulances and stuff. And just where do we fall with the ambulance? Do we fall under some of the laws for the ambulance districts, or just what with us being city ambulance?
Is that the one, I'm not sure what Senate bill that is. Is that the one for the training for Is that the one for the training for the board of directors? Mandatory, or is it?
I didn't.
I'll do some research on it, see what it is. Not familiar with
It's Senate
that
Bill
one.
975. I didn't get a chance to go into it, but I just wanted to make sure, because it wasn't, and then that made me start thinking, well, you know, this is not tied to ambulance districts. Where do we fall in the area? So I'll
look into it.
Open that up. Hats off to the aldermen that took the challenge. I reviewed the sites. There's almost everybody is there, but I will just give you a little hint. You might want to go back and double check what's on the site, because I know I had conversations with at least 2 aldermen that think their phone number's there, and it's not. So you might want to double check what you put in and double check it's what it's supposed to be. And anyway, but thank you for that, because I do know people do look in there and get phone numbers, and if all you guys have yours, I won't get all the phone calls, so that's great. On a sad note, Colonel Ron Schmidt passed away. For those of you who don't know who Colonel Ron Schmidt is, Ron served his country for 30 years in the armed service and was a colonel. Ron served this city for 10 years as an alderman in Ward 1 with me. Ron came on the year before I was elected. Ron was put onto this board, I believe, in a very unique way, and maybe the only person that has ever been put on the board, and that was a very short time before the election. Ron put his name in the hat to be a write-in and passed business cards out to make sure everybody had the correct spelling of his name. And so Ron was elected as a write-in voter, or as a write-in candidate. So for those that are interested, there will be services or a celebration of life on the 28th of July at Lake Ozark Lions at 5 o'clock. So we miss Colonel Ron. He was a trooper. Lastly, I just want to let the citizens know out there that this board has quite a bit of responsibilities in a lot of ways, in some ways maybe you're not aware of. The board has the responsibility to take on committees such as the Planning and Zoning, TIF Board, Board of Appeals, Board of Adjustments, after the mayor has suggested candidates to approve those folks. And then we have the responsibility to fill those positions when they become available, either by the term expiring or by someone having to step away from those boards. It's also our responsibility to do the same in the event that any of the elected officials step away, such as the mayor, myself, or any other alderman. We have the responsibility to appoint somebody to that position until the next election. I say all this because I'm looking for my file that I have kept for over 20 years is empty. I always would drop names in it when someone would say to me, or I would think they would be a good candidate for any one of these positions, because we have to fill them at the drop of a hat, so to speak. We don't always, can't plan that months in advance. So if anybody out there is interested in being any of those positions, please seek us out. Look us up on the internet. There's information there. Please, you can call me. I'll be happy to visit with you, try to give you what the responsibilities are so we can put your name in the hat. So whenever we have that, besides just the normal people that step away, but we need to have those names, and we need to have those available to us so that we can do our job. And if you're interested, you can attend some of these meetings, some of these boards, and see what goes on with it. Start out as Mr. McKay did many years ago when I asked him to be on planning and zoning, and he liked it enough that he decided to step in to be an alderman, and there he is. So, and I'm proud to say that I had asked Bill to be on planning and zoning and brought his name forth, and now he's serving as an alderman. So if anybody is out there and has that desire in the future, because I will tell you, I'm telling you right now, April of 2028, I will not be running. I will not. So there will be a vacancy at least then.
Starting to really like Florida, aren't you?
So with that, have a safe time out there. The storm response by all the first responders was fabulous. I know there was a lot. Nature of my business was emergency response, so I understand what happens in those times. And Jeff, thanks for the update. The update you gave the alderman was very helpful when I had people call me and ask me, well, what this? And like, well, this is what's going on. So I thank you for that. With that, that's enough. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Alderman Rucker. All right, I got a few things. Alderman Rucker talked about Ron Schmidt. Ron Schmidt was one of my favorite people, to be quite honest, and I will miss him. I'll miss talking to him, as he was president of the board for a while too. Thought he provided some great leadership at that time, and our hearts go out to my heart to Darlene and his family. He will be missed. I want to say thank you to all the public works employees and first responders on July 4th. Due to my family situation, we were not in town. I think I fielded about 2 or 3 texts and basically got told everything's under control and we're on top of it. And that was as nice a July 4th gift as I could have had because I got to focus on my family. And I can't thank you all enough. I don't know who all was involved, but there was a whole bunch of people and they did a fantastic job. And the public has also told me about how great a job you all did, so thank you very much. Freedom Fest, yeah, I was down there for a while. I was in a dunk tank for 30 minutes, and there's some kids that just love to run up and hit that bullseye that April can't hit. But it was fun. The fireworks show was awesome, but I want to thank all the employees that took their day to come down and help with that because they made a great event out of it. And I think that we may have started something. I believe in planting a seed and watching it grow. And I think that we planted an awful good seed, and we may have hit on something. And we'll decide how to do it again even better next year. I want to thank Alderman Collins and Alderman Hoffman for some work they did yesterday. It was very helpful at a time that it was needed, and I could not step in, and I can't thank you two enough. Jeff Fisher, your work over at Lisi Fine and trying to keep that moving with the airport. We're trying to avoid some situations of gaining easements or those kinds of things without spending a lot of the money, and you've stayed on that and helped out, and I appreciate that. And the work that you and your group are doing over there with the sewer smell, you've done a great job. Thank you very much. I do want to mention, since MMO was brought up earlier, that there's going to be a Welcome to Osage Beach event on Monday. I don't know, during the MML event, and I don't know the exact date. Is it the 10th? Does that sound right?
I think it's 14.
14th, thank you, I'm off a few days, but I'm proud of what that everyone has put together, and hopefully all the folks that might be out there from other cities will come. I think, has anybody heard the latest? Are we over 100 yet?
126.
126.
Just a few minutes ago, and I looked.
That is awesome. You guys did a great job, thank you. I do want to thank Devin Lake for her service and wish her well in her next chapter, and we'll be watching and hoping that she does great. And then last, I saved the best for last in April. Thank you for all you've been doing. I look forward to working with you. This city is in great hands, and I can't thank you all enough for everything you've been doing recently and all the years before that. So thank you. With that said, that's all I have. There was an item on the agenda for executive session. There's no need for that at this time.
Yep.
We what?
We need it.
I wasn't aware of that. No one communicated to me. So I guess we're having an executive session. So notice is given that agenda includes a roll call vote to close the meeting as allowed by RSMO section 610.021, parentheses 3, hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting of particular employees by a public governmental body when personnel personnel information about the employees discussed or recorded. So I need a motion.
Motion to go into executive session.
Alderman Collins, do I hear a second?
Second.
Alderman George, roll call, please.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Alderman Rucker.
Yes.
Alderman McKay.
Yes.
Alderman Collins.
Yes.
Alderman George.
Yes.
Alderman Osteen.
All right, we'll move in executive session. Anybody needs a bio or something, and we'll